The retail and consumer goods industries are well placed for growth, provided they can transform and bring agility across their trade channel route to market. To move to this state of agility, there are a lot of gaps that need to be addressed today. For example, there is lack of real-time intelligence. Even today, distributors in many organizations have to rely on offline, manual support to get basic information such as order status, claim status, or even the status of their credit and debit notes. And this overall causes a dissatisfaction among them. The main cause of these gaps is the fact that organizations are still on legacy, disconnected systems, ending up in an island ecosystem. Now, visualize such an ecosystem in the context of executing a business process, such as scheme management. The trade management team has to pull together data from multiple sources, which can be stale very often and error-laden. Then they manually coordinate with other functions such as sales, finance, etc., which can cause unwanted delays. And finally, they have to come up with a scheme design that typically includes a lot of gut-based decisions in the absence of actual AI-driven guidance. And then the scheme has to be communicated across the trade channel via informal channels like WhatsApp groups, and only to realize that half of the distributors and retailers were not even aware of these schemes. This island ecosystem results in a state where instead of finding yourself accelerating, you find brakes being applied to your growth. At Salesforce, we believe we can add substantial value to the ecosystem across aspects of improved decision-making, increased productivity, and overall faster speed of operations, all through our AI-driven unified platform. The Salesforce platform delivers the required unification across your data, artificial intelligence, and processes. It all begins with Data Cloud as the foundation, unifying disjoint views of distributors, retailers, and end customers. Then the Salesforce Einstein layer provides AI insights in the flow of work. Example, a distributor can be suggested product recommendations as well as minimum stock levels to avoid a stockout occurrence. And finally, the Salesforce CRM process layer allows every persona to work and collaborate in real time across your entire trade channel journey. Now let's see this in action. We will take the example of Alpine Foods, a fictitious FMCG organization with diversified interests in staple foods and beverages. We will see how they use the power of Salesforce to power their trade route to market. We will see the platform in action from the lens of key personas. Suresh, who will play the role of a sales manager, Chandar playing the role of a sales rep, and Vishal playing the role of a distributor. We will see how the Salesforce AI-driven unified platform benefits each one of them. So logging into Salesforce, Suresh is able to leverage analytics powered by Tableau, get a macro view of his territory's performance across various parameters such as product performance, distributor performance, retailer performance, and even his sales team's performance. Empowered with this understanding, he can now start finding areas to improve the channel efficiency. Finding these areas will require answers to certain questions that Suresh has. These answers can either be found by navigating across multiple dashboards and then drilling down to a record level, or can simply be expedited by using the Salesforce Assistive agent. By asking a question in natural language, the Salesforce Assistive agent gets to work by understanding the intent, identifying logical tasks, querying and evaluating relevant data across the entire Salesforce platform, and surfacing the response which is the most appropriate to the question asked. In this case, the response that is received is Gupta Distributors, who has seen the maximum dip in their performance. After getting this response, Suresh wants to understand why did this situation occur in the first place. For that, he goes to Gupta Distributors 360 view, which is a unified view of every aspect of Gupta Distributors' relationship with Alpine Foods across field visits, orders, invoices, claims, complaints, credit notes, and so on. Here also, Suresh is presented with relevant descriptive analytics to gain an understanding of the distributor's current performance. Suresh could again go through all of the tabs you see here to complete his understanding of the current state of affairs. This would take, of course, a lot of time and effort. Or he could simply leverage Einstein's generative AI capabilities to generate an easy-to-consume summary which surfaces all of the important points Suresh should be aware of, significantly improving his productivity and decreasing his time in decision-making. Now, knowing that the AOV in Gupta distributors territory has been declining, Suresh wants to understand which retailers are contributing to this trend, for which he again, instead of doing the heavy lifting, can simply ask the Salesforce Assistive agent to do the task for him. This time, asking for a list of all of the retailers mapped to Gupta distributors that are leading contributors to Gupta distributors' performance decline, which in our case is denoted by an Einstein AI predicted perfect store score. Now, getting this information through a conversational experience is one thing, but there is also time that goes into taking action basis this information. However, with Salesforce's assistive agent, Suresh can also get tasks executed via natural language commands. In this case, Suresh can very easily request the assistive agent to create a high priority visit and assign it to the relevant sales rep who's mapped to the store in question, which happens to be Chandar Mehta. So now let's switch gears and move over to the role of Chandar Mehta. As soon as this visit is created by the agent, it is reflected in Chandar's Salesforce retail execution app in real time. Because this is an unplanned yet high priority visit coming straight from management, Chandar decides to tackle it first. But an unplanned visit has its own challenges in terms of the sales officer not being prepared to bring his A game to the visit. This is where Einstein's generative AI capabilities come to Chandar's rescue by generating a list of intelligent talking points, bases the underlying data points around the store to guide him during his visit. In control of the situation now, Chandar can confidently engage with the retailer and leverage the contextual guidance provided by the retail execution app in terms of scheme eligibility, suggested orders, etc., to get an order from an inactive retailer, thereby contributing to the channel's throughput. Now, capturing this additional demand is one side of the story, but this also has to be fulfilled as efficiently. And for that, we shall have Vishal accessing his DMS portal designed on the very same unified platform that is being leveraged by the field sales team and the management teams. The most obvious benefit of this common data model is that it allows real-time data movement for faster and more accurate business process execution, thereby bringing the much-needed agility that today's trade channel operations demand. Vishal gets an intuitive experience to manage every critical of his operations with Alpine Foods, including rich analytics, which not only allow him to track his performance, but also predict and guide him on potential deviations that may cause operational challenges. For example, based on a spike in demand due to the additional orders that we got from inactive retailers earlier, Einstein can highlight a possible stockout situation, nudging Vishal to place an order to ensure smooth operations. The purchase order experience is also guided by AI, basis various underlying factors such as regional demand, seasonality, previous purchase patterns. Here, Einstein recommends products and their suggested quantity that Gupta distributors should stock for ideal distribution efficiency. Vishal uses this guidance and goes ahead to place the order, which then follows an entire order life cycle, depending on Alpine Foods SOPs. In this entire process that follows, Vishal is provided with real-time visibility, bringing him transparency to better plan his operations. So in summary, we saw how a unified data and AI CRM platform can bring value to a trade channel organization by delivering seamless end-to-end processing from planning to execution, with Einstein AI in the flow of work, delivering the agility to make faster and more accurate decisions.